You're on TV. You tuned in to the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek. Let's get it cracking, okay?
And the ancestors are looking out for us. God haze is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown letter. Peace.
Young
Be unto you.
TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, man, this Young, your authorized dealer, man. Who up with us? Man, it's the part where we want you to go and find your grandma's King James version of the Bible and turn to Revelations chapter 7, verse 12, chapter 12, verse 7, and then read that out loud. And keep in mind when you're reading that we Michael now. You know what I'm saying? When you read that out loud and proud, remember, we Michael now. You know what I'm saying? So all this you see going on, keep in mind, if you spin now backwards, we already won. Now, we're here to talk to you today for the special students, because this ain't for everybody. Everybody not going with us. This is for the children that's going with us. Because we got the tape when to come out, the pickup. When you see that, the movie, I'm working on the movie right now called The Pickup. When you see that movie, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, now I got it, I figured it out. Now, for you people that might be wondering what's the green stardust in the background that you're seeing going across the screen, that's the ancient mystic order. And those who know, they know. Young part of the order. Right? I can call some people out that's part of that order. But for the most part, the 19th elder is Yanun, who is the leader. And we are all after the order of Yanun. Some refer to him as Melchizedek. Some refer to him as El Kadesh. Some refer to him as Amen Ra, for you Amen Ra squad guys. You ancient Kemetic guys. All the same guy. Some of you guys refer to our order as the craft for Amen. The same craft. Ancient mystic order Melchizedek and the craft of Amen is the same exact thing. I'm telling you, for you, but only for those who know. Now we're gonna get into Tachyon Energy. We've been put this tape out, but we just called it like the Big Bang or something like that, right? So, but And so what we did for you this time is we put the AI. So for people that say they don't like way Young talk, he talk country and ghetto. We can't understand what I don't like way he talk. So we got the AI for you guys, and the AI broke it down for you. And if you've been with us, we already broke it down for you 10,000 times over. But we're gonna do it again for the people that's just coming in on what tachyon energy is, and pretty much just break it down more than what the AI broke down. Because the AI I just told the AI, I talk, what I'm probably going to tell you up in this tape, and then the AI did what it did from there. And then I told them, I threw a couple inserts from the holy tablets about the black dot and about, what I'm saying, how the Big Bang and that thing took place that Doc put out in the holy tablets. If you're new to the channel and you want to read the holy tablets, you can read the holy tablets for free in the links in the descriptions. And some more stuff was taken out the Ascension Manual, and some other things that Doc may have said, like breaking down tack and on, right? Breaking down the actual what tack and on is. Doc broke that down before. To go even more into depth, to break it down, it's simple. And Doc said a lot of this, but it's like it's two books that Doc put out, and they were little small pamphlets. And for the old heads that was around, they might still got this pamphlet. And for some of you guys the newcomers, you might can find this pamphlet maybe at the All Eyes on Me Culture Center in Atlanta, Stone Mountain, or one of them All Eyes on Egypt culture centers. You might can find this book or get it one from one of the Sabine brothers. They might know where to get it. It's called the Sound Healing Book, and it's probably like about a cup. I got the book, I just don't got it on me right now. It's actually in my storage, which I'm gonna go actually once I get the bookshelf and everything. So I'm gonna go pull all that stuff out and put it on the bookshelf. But it's the Sound Healing Book, and shout out Raguel, the elder Raguel, the 12th elder, because he sent me those pamphlets. The Sound Healing Book by Doc. And it's another book called The Science of Healing. And it's another one. It's one more pamphlet, but they were little small books that Doc put out. And in these books, he go in a little bit more in depth on the tachyon and the chakra system and things of that nature. And so those books also were points that we used, stuff that I remember, because I don't got the book on hand. I didn't have the book on hand when I did the AI tape. But I wish I would have got that book first, because it might have been stuff that I missed, but I don't think I missed nothing, because I'm going to tell you everything that I might have missed, that the AI might have missed, because the AI rephrase everything, and then they make you pay to edit it. So I had to go with what I got. So we're going to get into what tachyon energy is. Now, let me share my screen, because I want to show you, this is the basics of it. And I've been taught this 10,000 times over. And Mark Brady actually broke it down a little bit more to us. And then after Mark Brady broke it down, I took it a little bit farther, and I saw where it was going. So we're gonna like y'all ain't had that school of Midformation. This is the school of Midformation right here. But then you get this part right here in the school of Midformation. Let me show you. And like I say, Quaterson, the 13th elder, is the medicine of Midformation. A lot of niggas don't like Mark Brady. But y'all, if you don't like Mark Brady, you missed that school. And that's why y'all ain't at what we at now. You ain't at what we at now, because you didn't like Mark Brady and you didn't listen. And so now we your last shot. I'm telling you. Here we go right here. Let's do it. I want to go to linear grills. Let's go to Google. All right, so this is the basics. We're gonna show you the basics of tachyon, because everybody out here talking, but if they ain't a Malachi, they ain't really told you nothing. They're just playing around with it. So we're gonna go and show them what time it is, so they can stop playing around with tachyon. Right? We're gonna show them what time it is. They were playing around with the magnetic particles of the brain. They didn't know what that was. We came and told them what it was. All right, so let's get one of these grills. We can get any one of these pulled up. Let's pull this one up. All right, so y'all familiar with the linear graph, right? Let me get one pulled up so I can show you what I'm talking about. I should have already had this done, but this is really at the spirit of the moment because I wasn't gonna go live on tonight on the Sabbath, but the Most High said, "Go ahead, do this tape," because we ain't got that much time on the clock, and we got to get all the stuff that we need to get out, while we can. All these are different parts. All right, so it's got to be right here. All right, so y'all, we're gonna get. Matter of fact, I can bump out this one thing for a while. This one thing to show you what we're talking about when we go into tachyon energy. We was giving people time to get in. If you're just not coming in, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're about to crack heads and twist caps, and never have it been made so clear. I mean, who else is doing it like this? Come on, blow this up a little bit bigger. Is that big as it's gonna get? Okay, there we go. So y'all see this graph right here, right? Now in the middle right here, you got what you call, if you go to the left, right, you get -1, then you can go all the way up to the highest number, which would be -9. Also, the same thing if you're going down, which means to decrease, and you'll be going down to negative. So anywhere over in this frame is negative. So it'll be, if you go right here, right there, it'll be -1, -1. If you go right here, it'll be -1, -2. A lot of y'all familiar with geometry. If you go down 2 spaces, over 2 spaces, you'll be -2, -2. Right? Now, the Big Bang essentially takes place from this dot. Right? This all going to tie into tachyon energy, right? But the Big Bang essentially takes place from this dot. Now, when the explosion took place, all of these different realities were created. And the explosion went all in different directions. But the direction you only see in the explosion from is this side, the left side of the mirror. You only see the explosion from this side. So you're thinking, when you look at the Big Bang, you're just seeing an explosion, but you only see the other side, or the top part, or the bottom part of what took place, where the Big Bang took place. Now, I got a tape I already put out in the Anarchy Chronicles called The Big Bang Tape. Go watch that tape, and we already break down tachyon energy, quantum, all that quantum reality. We actually going to get more in depth into the quantum reality, right? We're just building up to that. I got like 3 more tapes that's coming out this, like, probably tomorrow or the next day, and it's going to break down the planes, then it's going to break down the multiverse, then the next one's going to break down the 9 dimensions, because this is 9 dimensions, but it's infinities. It's an infinity amount of dimensions, but nine dimensions based on the 0 point. And the 0 is not really counted as a number, but it is something. It's really counted as no thing, but no thing is still a thing, right? No thing is still a thing, right? So we're looking at from this explosion, or from this 0 point, we're looking at it from this side of the mirror. How do you know we on this side? Because elements, as you go down negative, you begin to get heavier on this side. This is the heavier side going this way. This is the lighter side going this way, right? And then you got positive and negative going this way, and positive and negative going this way, right? So you see how that graph worked. But the 0 point in the tachyon energy and the arm sound and all that, which we'll get into, is emanating from this particular dot, right? The black dot, right? The black dot expanded out and thus created all these realities. Each of these could be a reality. And in fact, they say you're in this reality, right? They say you in this reality right here, which is on the 3rd dimension, right? And -3. which it goes to think is the helium, right? Because you got -1, which would be hydrogen. I said -1 because if you once you be going to go on this side of the mirror, hydrogen really becomes -1. Hydrogen starts the first lightest element on this side of the mirror, but it's really getting heavier as you go up the element chart, right? So as you get to oxygen is heavier than helium, which is why helium floats when you put it in a balloon, because helium is lighter than the other. Also, hydrogen balloons will float as well because hydrogen is lighter than the other elements. The most abundant element in your atmosphere right now, which is nitrogen. Nitrogen is heavier than those elements. So therefore, that's what causes the helium balloon to float, right? To go off into the air, right? So as you go on this side, you get to the negative side. And that's -1, which is why when they take a picture of you, because photos is dealing with light. Keep in mind, a photograph, and this is the graph, and photos is light, right? So when they take a picture of you, right, and it's when they take a picture of you and they want to make a copy of that frame, they keep what they call the negative frame. Why? Because what you're made of, your physical essence, your physical car, is made up of the things on the negative side of the mirror, which is hydrogen, helium, carbon, which is 6. Carbon would be -6, right? Because carbon is heavier than hydrogen. And as you get up to gold, right? I think gold is like 79 or something, right? As you get up to go up these elements, the atomic number gets heavier and heavier till you get to super heavy metals, like only synthesized up to like I think 99, 100. And they said they trying to synthesize up to 115. The 115 is a super heavy element. The Omicron, which is used in the anti-gravity, right? This means that they watching me. The black screen, my screen blacking out. That means that they watching me. You see that right there? Y'all see that? That means that they tapping into my shit, right? The NSA, right? They hacked my computer because I got like a little thing on her that show me when they come on. So hey, welcome aboard, NSA. Because y'all, he says I'm breaking up. Yeah, I'm breaking up because they just hacked my computer. They just hacked into my my feed. Yo, so they just hacked into my feed. Because they might try to cut this because they don't want y'all to know that this energy is free energy and that it exists. All you got to do is know how to tap into it. And so this, like I said, this 0 point is where the tachyon energy is emanating. Tachyon energy is non-existent, but non-existence is still non-existence is still existence. Tachyon is no thing, but no thing is still a thing. Tachyon is everywhere, but it's nowhere too. Right? So it is that energy. It is that energy that eliminates space. There's really no such thing as space because tachyon energies always exist there. And extremes of this energy that certain extraterrestrials like the Greys and the Anunnakis know how to catch these tachyon screens, kind of like this, like if you had a boat and you were sailing on the ocean. It's a current called the Atlantic current, and it's one on the Pacific too. That if you know the time frame of that current, you could jump in there and you won't even have to do nothing. It'll automatically carry you all the way to Africa on this current, right? Well, it's the same thing in as it is above, so is it below. There are currents like this, or streams called tachyon streams in the universe, and certain extraterrestrials know how to tap into this, and they can use this unlimited energy, this free energy that's everywhere and nowhere at the same time, right? This energy gives birth to every color, every energy, every form of energy, every form of frequency. Tachyon energy is the basis of it, of every form of energy. Now, they tell you about the lightest atom on this side is hydrogen, right? Which they say is one. They say one, but it's really -1, like I say. But if you break down, and Doc already did this in the Holy Tablets, Doc did this a long time ago, broke down the what's inside the atom. Once you go inside the atom, which is inside the dot, right, which they're calling the atom, you find out you can break the atom into 3 parts, right? And that becomes the protons, which are actual beings within their self. These are the proton light beings, or beings within their self. Their whole star systems was just stars, and beings live on the stars like planets, but they are photon beings. That might be too advanced. A lot of the stuff that we already put out, like the field trip to all of different to Mars, field trip to Jupiter, field trip to Saturn, field trip to Neptune, Pluto, a lot of that stuff scare people. A lot of information we putting out scare people, man, because they ain't ready. They ain't ready for that. But maybe they'll come back to it later. That's why we already got it out already. And if you look at the dates on that stuff when we put it out, it's about 7, 8 years old. Of the field trip to Mars, field trip to Jupiter, we've been putting out all this stuff. It just went, so we had people who weren't ready for it. They were saying about Earth. And so we came back and taught them something about Earth. We taught them the more science. We taught them the Native American, what tribe you're from, how to find your tribe. We taught them all this information. And so now we're going back into getting ready for the pickup. And this is the pickup information that people need to know. Right? We trip to Saturn. For all you newcomers, we got field trip to all the planets. And the only way we didn't do Mercury, because Mercury was quarantined at the time when we was putting out all the planets. About Mercury. Yeah, there are people that, if you go to Mercury looks just like kind of like Europe in certain parts, in Africa and other parts. And in some parts, they got volcanoes on it. But I don't want to get too far out off on that subject, because I'm talking about tachyon energy, right? But I'm giving you a build up to it. Inside of the atom, like I say, Doc already broke that down. Then once you go inside, we're talking about the protons, electrons, then the nucleus. And you can even transform that over into the angelical, what's the word I'm looking for, format, where you would consider the protons as being the seraphins, right? The angelical beings, the seraphins, which are the good beings, or the positive angelical beings. And then you got the electrons, which would be the what they refer to as cherubs, right? The cherub beings, who are the negative beings. See, because we got to get ready to get out of this. Like I was telling my people today, I was telling them about to get ready to get up out of this good and this bad, and this God and the devil, and this evil and bad. Like we're going to get up out of that, because that's Piscean mindset, and we're going into the Aquarian age, and this is the water. Be water, my friend. Flow like the water. This is that opening up of your mind, the open mind era. This is the open mind era. So people with a closed mind are not gonna make it here. They're gonna get burnt out. They're not people that with a closed mind are not gonna make it in the Aquarian age, because it's too much stuff that you ain't gonna know what, like people are gonna be trying to distinguish what's real from real when it's all real. REEL. Right? They're gonna try to distinguish what's real, REAL, REEL, from what's real, and it's all real. We're gonna get into it, right? For you just coming in, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're talking about tachyon energy, but we're building into it. Now going back to, like I was saying, the protons is the Seraphins, the electrons is the Cherub Beings, and then the nucleus would be the throne of God, right? And these beings, these seraphs and these cherubs go around, they go out the throne, which is the nucleus of God. A lot of this shit might go over people's head. We might be talking too far advanced, right? Because Doc said this, but I'm just putting it in my own words, in the way that I was told. Because Doc said that we could teach it as long as we shout him out in our own, and we could teach it how we want to teach it, as long as we shout him out. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. So, yeah. So the throne, and like say, people will wonder how the young elder come up with all of what he come up with about the Mother Hoover thing. Like Doc already, it's in the Holy Tablet. A lot of all this stuff is in the Holy Tablets, right? But I can't really tell you. I mean, people that know who I am, they know, and I don't like to keep saying it, but it is what it is. And I'm a continuation of what Doc was doing. And Doc said the person that was gonna come was gonna be teaching extraterrestrial stuff. That's what he said. It's a lot of other things that he said about me too, that the old heads already verified from the Ansar Law community, and it's all good. But we don't give a damn if you don't believe who we are. You see what we putting out. We got 2,000 tapes out, and who else putting it out like this? I ain't gonna get into blowing my horn on there, because it ain't about that. I ain't here to be nobody's God or none of that. What we here to do is teach you what we know, so the children that's supposed to go, just like Doc said, return back beyond the stars, can return back beyond the stars. But closed mind people are gonna get left here. You're not gonna go with us. And if you didn't listen to Doc, too bad. If you didn't listen to Mark Brady, too bad. If you didn't listen to Bodie, too bad. If you didn't listen to FaZe, too bad. You see what I'm saying? If you didn't listen to Rod, too bad. It's a lot of people that came and to get us to a certain point, right? And I could call for a whole bunch of other names that you people might like, that were all part of this same conglomerate to get us to a certain point to where we can ascend to a higher frequency. That's why FaZe put a song out called Raise Your Frequency, Raise Your Frequency. See, it's all part of it. It's all part of getting back to the green light. But I don't want to get too sidetracked. That'll be going off to another topic. But back to what I was saying, the nucleus is the throne of God, and the cherubs, which are the electrons, guard the throne of God, and the protons are the seraphs that guard the throne of God, right? And then once you go into and you begin to, and keep in mind, this is the microcosmic. Tachyon energy exists before the microcosmic. The microcosmic is one, the first dimension. The zero is where tachyon is in relating, because all this is going to tie back into tachyon as we going up, right? So once you begin to go into the nucleus, you begin to find out the nucleus even breaks down into 3 parts. And Doc broke that down in the Holy Tablets. I think it's the first chapters, where he go into the biap, which is, keep in mind, bi beings too. And then you begin to understand what the binary code really is all about, and how binary code is DNA and everything. Binary code is 2. It's always 2. If you look at the DNA strands, is always 2 connected. It's always 2. The number 2 is and if you look at, like Doc also pointed out, that the second is the first thing that they give us. They don't give us the first, right? They don't give us if the smallest unit in time is a second, what happened to the first? Then not to mention that which sits in between the tick and the top, which is the rest, which is the 0 point, which is, right, the tachyon energy, where the tachyon energy is emanating, right? And so the rest is still a sound. The sound is called silence. Silence is still a sound, because no sound is still a sound. I'm telling you, man, no sound is still a sound. So therefore, with no sound and sound, you can then create rhythm, because that rhythm is universal law. Rhythm is what gives us the soul that we have, because our soul is sound. The real you are sound beings. Wouldn't you agree? I'm telling you, you're a sound being, sound, sun. And like we said, sound speeds up to create light. Light speeds up to create thought. Right? And then that triggers back down in an eternal type form where thought slows back down to light, and then light slows back down to sound. I can make an example for people that might say, "Oh yeah, Young talking over our head." No, I ain't talking over here. This is simple mathematics, simple science. And once I explain this, you say, "Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about," right? So when I tell you what I'm telling you right now, right, it's coming out as a sound, right? Now, as this sound travels into your ears, it's going into the mind's eye. And then the mind's eye AI generates. Well, it might, some of you who got the pineal gland activated, and some of you who got your barytary gland starting to grow back, or at least your root still there, able to regenerate of images in your head based off the sound that I'm telling you. So therefore, you're speeding the sound that I'm giving you into light. My voice, you're turning my voice into light. So every time somebody tell you a story and you're sitting there imagining what they're saying, you're turning that sound into light. So therefore, sound is speeding up to light. And then you're processing that and creating a thought pattern. And then from that thought pattern, it's really all happening simultaneously, technically, because it's no longer but one, which we'll get back into the center point and the dot. It's technically happening simultaneously, but I'm separating it so you can get an understanding. When you hit a sound, boom, that sound, it happens so fast, it might seem like it's happening at time too, because from one perspective, it's happening simultaneously so fast, it might seem in this slow down round that is happening all at once, right? So, but that you imagine images in your head, and then you create thought patterns from that. Then you can actually take that image in your head and then translate it back down into sound to translate it to somebody else what I told you. And that's really how conversation is really being spread. That's really telepathic conversation. That's how we had this telepathic conversation, right? But Enlil and them cut us off because he got mad about the chatter. We could get into that about the chatter, because the Anunnakis was getting booty with the Lulus, and the chatter was bad. And he got mad and said, "Hey man, we got to cut chatter out." So he took the telepathic ability out the DNA codes. But we still got it. It's the root still there. It just got to be reactivated. And we still actually doing it. We just don't know it. And like I say, when I tell you a story and then you take that and put it in your mind and then translate it to somebody else and down back into pretty much passing a story. Like if I told you, man, so and so got caught stealing out the store, and he went in a K&B. I really paint a picture description for you in words and sound. And then you get the description in your head. And then when you pass that to somebody else, you can give them the description and they can paint it in their mind. Thus, we really communicating telepathically without even knowing it. Because one sound, it's another level to that. But I'm gonna do a whole tape on that. But I don't want to get sidetracked too far out from talking about tachyon energy. So, but once you go into the nucleus, you find out that the nucleus breaks down into three parts. You got the biop, then you got the quart and the zilla. That's three parts, right? And then the biop is two parts, right? And then so you get into these smaller particles. What are these smaller particles that exist on the positive side? Because like I say, on this side is negative, hydrogen, helium, all them particles, which actually hydrogen exists on this side too. Really, everything exists in all, right? It's when you get down to it, it's the all is, right? But when you go on this side, you get to start to create things like the higher frequencies of things, right? And one of those particles that exist on this side is a supercharged particles or hypertonic particles. They call the particles that exist on this side subatomic particles, and that means to be below, right? But then they don't really talk about this, and only few scientists in the Earth man community know about these particles. Or they know about them, but they don't know what to call them, or they don't really got an idea on them. But we're gonna give them a little bit to work with right here. They call hyperatomic particles. You got subatomic particles, hyperatomic particles. These hyperatomic particles are known as what they call pions. Have you ever heard somebody call somebody a pion? Right? A pion is the smallest things. And in alchemy, all our high-power alchemists know, just like Mark Brady told us in Midformation, all high-power alchemists know that the smallest things carry the most power. One little screw can stop your car from working. One little bitty screw, as small as you can barely put it in, you can't barely hold it with two fingers. You gotta have one of those, one little small screw, one little small bolt can stop the whole operation. Right? Now they did tell us that one monkey don't stop no show, but that ain't the way it go, really, to be honest with you, because everybody is a part of everybody. And what you would do can affect the person not only close to you, you can affect the whole universe by being stupid. Your stupidity can affect the whole universe. You hear what I'm telling you? Not only the people immediately around you. You hear what I'm telling you? And I can break that down more simple in hood terms. You go out, you get into it with some guys, and now them guys find out where you live at, come shoot up your house, and your little sister and your grandma on them now. You want me to make it more plainer than that? So your stupidity can cost you, it can cost a lot. And like Mark Brady used to say, hey, count your blessings, but up and above all, be sure to make your blessings count. You know what I'm saying? You can count your blessings, but be sure to make them count. You know what I'm saying? You see? And so as we proceed to give you what you need, we going into, if you're just not coming in, we're talking about Tachyon Energy. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. So we go into that breaks down into three parts, and we can keep going smaller and smaller and smaller, like a box inside of a box, and a box inside of a box, and a box inside of a box. So we can keep getting smaller and smaller till we get down to the microcosmic, till we get down to the 0 point, till we get down to Tachyon Energy, which is the source of all energy in the universe. The color that resonates with Tachyon is black. I know my moles, they don't like the word black. When we're dealing with in the international arena, and we're dealing in these different arenas where we're dealing in commercial, they don't like the word black, right? But black, we're gonna get into how special the word black is, right? So for moles for my baby kids in here, bear with us. So we're gonna we may say the word black, but that's not applying to a people. It's applied to a state of existence, right? Black is not applied, and we are that part of that state of existence, which is why we come out with melanin. Melanin is that state of melanin is Tachyon energy, which is why your heart beat a certain way as a Nubian, and that's why you're stronger than everybody else, because of the melanin. The melanin is Tachyon energy. Your heart is an involuntary organ, and it got other involuntary organs that is working off Tachyon energy. When you go to sleep at night, look here, eventually you're gonna be able to eat Tachyon energy, and you are already doing it. You already eat Tachyon energy now. You might not know this. You are already eating Tachyon energy now. When you get hungry and you don't got no money to get no food, what do? You go to sleep. When you go to sleep, you know what you're doing? You're plugging into the 0 point. You got a plug on your body. You don't see it. It's called the Etherical Cord. Right? Hey, shout out, hey, Freedom Master Teacher Dr. Malachi Z. York, man. Because without Doc, Doc has put us on a whole nother level. And that's why I'm able to talk to you like this. So we got this plug called the Etherical Cord, right? And this plug, you plug in every night when you go to sleep to this 0 point, which is the plug source. You plug into this source every night. And so if you're hungry or if you're tired because you are a battery on this side, right? You got to charge up. So to charge up, all you got to do is plug into the source. How do you plug into the source? Go to sleep. How do you use? You already using tachyon energy to heal yourself, right? You already using it naturally. The body naturally uses tachyon to heal itself, right? When you go to sleep. That's why people say when you're sick, you ought to get some rest. What is rest? Rest is that which sits in between the tick and the tock. That they call it rest in music. The rest is what a tachyon energy is. So when you rest, you tap into the tachyon energy. This might be too late at night, and I might be saying too much. But but I'm glad we're recording this, hopefully, and people can play it back the next day. So if you want to heal, rest. You want your body to heal, rest. Plug into the tachyon energy, which is free energy. You don't got to pay nobody to go to sleep. Huh? You got to pay for food. You got to pay for gas. They can charge the niggas for water nowadays. You don't charge the niggas for water, man. Why they do that at in the universe, man? Come on, man. They charge the niggas for something that's free in the universe. Water? Come on, man. This devil, the nerve of Enlil and his people to try to charge niggas for water. And then they going out to try to collect all the water and ball it up. They've been balling it up. You know? And they say, oh, this is our water. This is our cows. This is our land. This is our. You know? But Big Mama about to show them what ours is all about. Because our, you know, O-U-R-H, yeah, O-U-R, yeah, O-U-R part of us. Yeah, O-U-R, right? Listen at that, right? And you put the H on the front, you get hour. And they said that Doc was the man of the hour, but they only gave him 30 minutes. So what's happening now is you're witnessing the last 30 minutes being brought to you by way of Dr. Malachi Z. York and the students of Dr. Malachi Z. York. He said Inky did not have a brother. This guy must be, I don't know who this guy talking about. Yeah, but anyway, man, yeah, guy, I don't know who this guy is. Yeah, but we'll talk about that on another class, man. You must be a newcomer. What Inky you talking about, guy? What Inky this guy talking about? Okay, you talking about a new son, Inky? Okay. Yeah, this guy must be. Back to what I was saying, we don't want to get sidetracked, man, because we in the zone right now. And if you can see the green light floating in the background, that's because we tapped in to the source. We tapped into the ancient mystic order and the Akashic records. So what you're hearing now is not Young Elder talking. Young Elder is just the speaker. The ancestors are telling me they're saying stuff, and I'm just hearing them saying it, and I'm just saying it. And so I'm gonna have to even play this shit back and listen to it to see what I said. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. Right? So I'm gonna play this shit back and listen to him and say, damn, I said that. I'm telling you. That's how it's working. That's why niggas try to stop me, but I'm still putting tape out every day. You come out to diss me, you ain't where you at now. And I'm still going. Why? Because it ain't me. It's the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that came out, oh, young this and that. Where they at now? You don't hear nothing from them no more. Yeah, because the ancestors put their ass out of business. We told them, this ain't me. This ain't about me. I'm telling you. This the source, the Tachyon energy, that Big Mama's energy. You Christians refer to it as the Holy Spirit. You etherical people refer to it as, the esoteric people refer to it as the cosmic energy, that Big Mama's energy. That'll open up a can of whoop ass on you and ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't nobody can help you. Nobody. If the universe opened up a can of whoop ass on you. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, you just got to take that and But the universe believe in second chances. They believe in third chances, fourth chances, fifth chances, even to the matter. So is Halon them gonna get a second chance? I think so. He got a second chance. Really, if you read the Revelations, it said that he got released after the fact for 1,000 years. And he still came out to do the same dang on thing. Now, how about that? Can't convert no devils. We figured that out. He's a devil. He a devil from the jump. But does that mean he a bad guy? We gotta get because we get out of this good and bad because the electrons are the devils in the quantum reality. They are the negative charge. And the positive charge, who said they are positive people, right? The positive people are the Seraphin angels. So is it about good and bad, or is it about balance? It's how they got us, man. They got us with the words, with the spell words, or how they say, "Oh, the devil." So we automatically associate that with something being negative, not going into, hey, what about electrons? Electrons are negative, but electrons give balance. It gives legitimacy to this side of the mirror, and even like we told you, even the stuff that the reptilians are doing, resistance equals growth. Because one day I was mad. I said, man, I knew they shadow banning me, man, on YouTube, Instagram, everything. They shadow banning me. And the news said, man, they shouldn't be doing it. He said they shouldn't be doing it. It's not gonna work. And I said, why it's not gonna work? He said, because resistance equals growth. And I said, no, it was Tahuti that told me that. Tahuti said that resistance equals growth. That was Tahuti. Resistance equals growth. I said, Tahuti, man, they shadow banning me. He said, resistance equals growth. So they holding you down. It's like you go in the gym and the more weight you add on and keep pumping, the stronger you get. So it's the same to go to say that whatever don't kill you, make you stronger. So all they've been doing, they didn't did all of this shit to us. They done did I can route the list. They done did to us as Nubians, people on the blue rock. But we still here as a people. So they didn't kill us. They just made us stronger, which is why they said that these niggas don't die, they multiply. Tahuti said that we don't die, we multiply. We baby kids, right? They are baby kids. They don't die, they multiply, right? And you can spray them, just like they like roaches. You can spray them with a particular poison, and then after a couple of weeks, they're immune to it. And you got to change the poison up and switch it up every couple of months. That's why they always coming out with one jab, two jab. They got to keep on jabbing you because they got to keep changing that shit up because once after 6 months, you're immune to it. I'm telling you, man. They got to come out with a new flu every 2 weeks, every year, because you're immune to it, the last one. That's what they call the immune system, which works off tachyon energy. That's what all this go tying together. And like I say, this ain't me talking. I told you that, man. So you got what you call the immune system, right? And y'all call it the immune system. And the immune system works off tachyon energy. The white blood cells use tachyon energy as a weapon to take out unwanted viruses and things that might enter to the body. the white blood cells use tachyon energy to knit your body back together when it has a cut. They race to that area. They start emulating tachyon energy to stitch you back up. And eventually, once you know how to control this, you will be able to heal yourself faster. We knew how to do it. We knew how to regrow limbs using tachyon energy. And the formula for it, your cells already have the formula to rebuild your arm in your cells. It has the memory to rebuild your arm. Once you can tap into that tachyon energy and access it, you can get those cells to regrow your arm, to regrow your organs. Tachyon energy can regrow your organs. And like I said, you are already using it right now in a subtle, involuntary type way when your body's automatically connected to it through the etherical cord. So when you go to sleep, you plug back into 0 point energy, and you charge your body up. And you sleep 8 hours or how many hours. You're actually supposed to sleep 9.5 hours to release a certain type of serum that actually rejuvenates your body and makes you live longer. But they don't tell you this, which is why they try to set up a schedule where it can keep you working all day and all night. And then when you get off, you got to cook and then take the kids a bath and then clean up and then wash your clothes and then you sleep 3-4 hours. Then you got to get right back up doing the same damn thing. You never get no sleep. And sleep deprivation is the number one cause of death. I'll tell you, it's one of the number one causes, sleep deprivation. They know that. That's why they set this shit up like this system. They put out a movie called Time with Justin Timberlake, I think that was his name, where he got to go and clock in, and then he get paid in time. And then when he go to the gas station to buy gas, well, on that they had cars in this thing. It was they had cars in there, but I imagine you get to go to the gas station and use time to buy gas. But I think I only seen him buy coffee and get on the bus, but he had to use time to do it. Y'all might have seen that movie. So they're trying to put us in that type of a system, right? Well, we got, but the universe, there's free energy in the universes that the government know about, which is tachyon energy, which they knew about since Tesla, who was actually a Nubian brother from Mars. I mean, he was actually Nubian, one of the Nubian Aldebarans from Venus, who had escaped from they came here. So they show you a picture of William Tesla, and he actually a Venerian, but he was one of the Nubian Venerians who came here. We're gonna get into that too. We're about to crack heads in the next week of information that we got coming out. So we're about to get ready to put all that out about Tesla, the real true dark-skinned Tesla, who actually gave them the information, because that's what they was doing. It's a lot of brothers that was doing all these inventions, Nubian scientists that was on the land way before they even came. And what they did, people like Thomas Edison and all the rest of them, and Thomas Edison actually was a dark-skinned Moor who used what you call front man because they call them straw man. And the way they set up all their businesses over here was using that front man. Using the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, they need that. So the front, Thomas Edison was a front man, what you call Ellis's name, or a cover-up guy for a real dark scheme guy. We're gonna break all this down. It's coming up, but Nubian scientists from America, from Turtle Island, designed these things in the basement. It's kind of like George Washington Carver was another one that they did. Right, these brothers was in the basement and they designed something, and then these dark-skinned Moors using their front man, put their front man's face on it and say, "Oh yeah, we ain't that nigga, we created that, we started that." And they take the patents. They created this thing called patents so they can steal our shit. Right? We didn't give a damn about no patents. You know why we didn't give a damn about no patents? They brought patents over here to these Moors. Right, and I'm not talking about all Moors, because some of us can be classified as Moors because some of them mixed in with us, right? But what I'm saying is some dirty Moors who call themselves Zionist Jews, right? They came over and said, "Well, we want to steal their creations and their inventions, but we got to come up with some crafty way to do it." So they came out with a thing called patents, right? And what they said is, "Oh, let's take that. because I'm gonna tell you, Christopher Columbus even go into a little bit of it in his diaries of how they got to steal all these inventions that we got. Because them niggas was over here playing basketball and football for thousands of years. Christopher Columbus said it in his diaries that when he got over here, he saw them playing with a rubber balls and dunking it, putting it through a hoop. And they was calling it it was like lacrosse and a couple other games they had. But basketball was already a Native American game. Football was already a Native American game. Baseball was already a Native American game. You think that when did you think that the Caucasians brought that over here? They weren't playing basketball and football in Europe. They was over there doing barbaric shit, fighting into like doing them Moors was over there like gladiators and knights. Them niggas was lining up. Listen to what I'm telling you, man. And you know I'm telling the truth when you hear all this. Them niggas was to get on horses and get a big ass, long ass spear and ram each other off the horse. This shit they did for sport. They used to get into an arena and beat each other down with the baddest rappers they could find till the one kill the other. That's what they was into. We didn't do all that over here. We was into sports. Our sports were, all right, you say you better than me and you want, all right, let's have a match. And right, so we'll have a football game and we had our own mascots. You call them totem animals. We call them totem animals over here. They don't change this to mascots. And I think I'm going too far off from Tachyon because the ancestors is taking me everywhere. But just keep in mind, they stole all our inventions using the patent. These dirty Moors that call themselves Zionist Jews. We didn't give a damn about no patents. You know why? Because when we created one thing, if we gave that away, we didn't worry about it. We could create another one. We could create something else more better. That's why when Benjamin Banneker Bay created the clock, he wasn't tripping that they stole it and gave it to somebody 100 years before him that didn't even exist, named Benjamin Franklin. They created that character in order to steal the ideas and inventions of another Nubian brother who was on the land named Benjamin Banneker, who actually get the layouts for the White House using this grid, the 0-point grid. That's how it's laid out in DC. For people for high power alchemists that know, using the format of 0-point energy and tachyon energy. Right? That's why it's gonna be hard to hit DC, really, if you little did you know, because it's a magnetic grid there that they ain't telling you about. That's why they picked that land. Have you ever wondered why did they pick that land right there? Why would they pick that land that sits in between the two states? And they just saying, oh, we just picked this land. Nah, nigga, they picked that land for a reason. They picked that land and laid that layout for a reason. And we'll probably do that on another tape. You know what I'm saying? It's a magnetic grid right there. It's these different magnetic 0-point energy grids. It's a different points on this in the United States. It's actually a whole bunch of them all over the earth. And the extraterrestrials know about them, and that's how they fly their crafts. You calling it gravity. Some people call it magnetic energy, and magnetic energy is a part of tachyon energy, right? Tachyon energy gives birth to magnetic energy. Tachyon energy is the source of magnetic energy. Matter of fact, it's the source of all energy, right? But the 0-point, and then like I say, if you was to take a line and draw a circle, like a half circle on this side like that, right? And then you draw a half circle on this side like that, you would get the human magnetic force field. And the center point would be your heart chakra. The 0-point where the tachyon is emanating. Because when you go to sleep, your heart is beating. So what is the tachyon is being generated by the heart chakra. And the heart chakra is where the etherical cord, and it's actually got several different ones, right? But that heart chakra is where you tapping into that 0-point energy. And that's why when they hook you up in the hospital to one of them things, they call it somebody drop it. Somebody in the chat drop it. This is a hospital guy. The thing that they hook up to, it's a KRG, I'll think of it in a minute. They hook your heart up to and it shows the pulse. right? And the post, it's like a line like this, and they show it go boop boom, boop boom, and you see like a wave, boop boom, boom boom. It's going like this, like a wave, right? So that's a frequency that's operating within the tachyon grid. Yeah, EKG. Shout out Jedi. Shout out all the people that dropped it in the chat. Shout out my baby kids. Shout out that boy Isaac Haru. Yeah, so the EKG, if you check out a look at it, EKG's got this same type of graph on it. And when your heart is beating, you see it moving within these confines of this graph. Right? But then when your heart stop beating and they say it's flatlined. It flatlined, right? And the flat line is a 0 point. What the flat line is what a 0 point is. The flat line is emanating from the 0 point. But the like Doc said, it was a dot. Then that dot created a line. That line created a square, and then that square created a circle. Because really, circle and square really is equal to the same thing in geometrical equations, because it's both 360s. A square is 360 and a circle is 360. And top bottom, right? As it is above, so is it below. It's 9 above, 9 below. And like I say, each of these go into different realities. You go into each of these are different realities. And this right here be the parallel universe, what you call a parallel universe, right? This is a universe on this side. Well, each of these realities can be universes, right? Like, so it's 1, 2, 3. Each of these are universes. And your little galaxy can exist inside of this one little box after the Big Bang, right? And this could go 90 some billion light years, and your galaxy can exist inside of that one reality, right? And it's different realities. It's what you call alternate realities. So in this reality, the alternate reality is right here, right next to it. So it's an alternate reality right next to this reality, and we're gonna get into. This is all tachyon energy. Keep in mind, we ain't going too far out. Multi-universe is what is tachyon energy. Tachyon energy exists in the multiverse. It actually creates the multiverses, right? It is that no thing. It is that blank canvas. It is that non-existence. See, there's only two things, existence and a non-existence. But non-existence is still existence. So that means there's only one thing, existence. So when I tell you about the Anunnakis, and when I tell you about a certain being, I couldn't tell you about them if they didn't exist. Because even non-existence is still existence. And another thing, for the people that's saying, that's asking the question about, is Yahweh Enki? I mean, is King Yahweh Enki? Because I said that King Yahweh was an avatar for Enki. And people was coming on and saying, oh, that's not Enki. Well, if you say in alchemy, all high power, when you say it's not, then I'm waiting on you to show me a picture or show me the real one, because I know as a high power alchemist, if you tell me what a thing is not, you must know what a thing is. And if you know what hot is, in order for you to know what hot is, you must know what cold is. You cannot completely know exactly what hot is until you know it's true and exact opposite, which is cold, right? So hot, right? So hot would exist on this side of the mirror, right? On the positive one. Hot would exist on this side. So we get hotter over here. As you heat hydrogen up, it turns into light. And as you get over here, you get hotter and hotter to blue suns and hotter suns. Faster traveling color on this side of the mirror. But as you go down the hill, you get cooler. And you go negative in degrees. Which is why they going around talking about they 33 degrees. But they're really negative 33 degrees. Not positive 720. Right? They really walking around like a dog. Because negative 33 degrees is not square. 90 degrees is square. And matter of fact, 360 degrees is square to be exact, with 4 90-degree angles, as you see right here. But the circle was birthed first. The circle exploded and expanded out, creating the square. You see it? You can see it right here, looking at this graph. I told you I can run out this graph the whole time. Right? I can run out this graph. And so you get cooler on this side. Dust, hydrogen, once it begins to cool off, it turns into something else. And as you keep cooling hydrogen off, it slows down and get cooler and heavier on the negative side of the mirror. But all emanating from the tachyon. Tachyon gives birth. Tachyon exists at 0 degrees. It exists tachyon is no frequency. But no frequency is still a frequency, you know? No frequency is still a frequency, you know? It's scientists in this class right now at Harvard and Yale that's listening, and they saying, wow. But then there's other people who don't even, who dumb as hell, who in here listening and saying, man, I don't like Great Young Elder, the way he listening, the way he talk. Right? But it's niggas in from Harvard and Yale saying, man, this is the shit. Yeah. But this right here is light compared to what we really gonna get around to. Hold on, blow that back up because I want to. What the heck? Blow that back up because I got a little bit more to say about that. Okay, where is it? Damn, hold up, man. This gotta be right here. Blow that graph back up. Yeah, but man, as we proceed to give you what you need, it's late at night, man. You know. So, like I say, this is hotter. This is colder. So, in order to know what hot is, you must know what cold is, and then you have that which sits in the middle, the tachyon energy, which would be warm. Warm would be where the tachyon energy exists. That which sits in the middle, the neutral zone. Right? There's unlimited amounts of healing power and all kind of power inside of the neutral zone. And then keep in mind you have the word tach, right? Which means a point to add on or to attach, which it can't be attached technically because there's no place to attach because it's everywhere. You can't attach nothing to this energy because it's everywhere, but you can attach to it because it's hard. It's really hard to explain. I really explained it, but you know it's really hard to break it down farther than what I broke it down. You know what I'm saying? But you could take this energy. The arm sound is another part of it. The arm sound is the part of the tachyon energy. It's the glue that holds everything together. It's what you don't. It's the energy in between the cracks, in between the space. The energy that allows the beings to move outside of what you're calling time. Tachyon energy exists in between time, outside of time, around time, and within time, all at the same time. This might be a lot of information at one time. Well, how long we been on, man? Let's see what we got. How many more minutes we got, Zeke? Get them on. Tell them we lit. I don't know how long we've been going. Oh, we've been on an hour already. We're gonna keep on going. We got 300 people, man. I ain't sleepy. Y'all's ready. Y'all want me to keep going? We got I can keep going. I'm about to get out probably like another 30 though, because everybody's going to sleep. But since it's the Sabbath, everybody just resting, and it's a good day to talk about the rest, which is tachyon energy. How important is rest? Is what they ain't telling us, man. How important is the rest? Taking a rest. And like I say, you already using tachyon energy. Go to sleep. You using tachyon energy. Because where do you get that energy from? How do you be so tired and so hungry? Or like I say, when I was fasting, I would go to when I started to get hungry the first couple of days in order to break. And it's right, y'all can you can utilize this if you're not working. It's hard to do when you're out working in the sun and all that. But if you work at home and you want to get you're not that good at fasting, to start fasting, what you could do is go to sleep. When you get when you get hungry, go to sleep. And then when you go to sleep, you're gonna wake up, you ain't gonna be that hungry. You're gonna you're gonna feed, your body's gonna feed off of tachyon energy from that center point, from that 0 point energy. And right, and like I say, for the people that don't like how I talk, we just put an AI tape out, breaking it down clear and plain. If you can't get it how I'm putting it out now, and how I already put it out 10,000 times over in the Anarchy tapes and the Big Bang tapes and all them tapes, if you can't get it clear on here, we put the AI tape out, and he pretty much breaks it down pretty clear as well of how I got him to say it for me, for the guys that don't like the way I talk. You know what I'm saying? Because if you miss this, this is it. If you miss what we putting out, this is it. You're gonna get left. You ain't rolling with us. So hot and cold. So in order for you to say that this is not cold, you must know that this what hot is. So that's alchemy. In order for you to know a thing, you must know its true and exact opposite. That's one of the basic 3 rules of alchemy. In order for you to know a thing, you must know what that thing is not. So you can't not know that thing. Completely true. Know that thing, truly know that thing without knowing its opposite. And like Mark Brady pointed out, and Doc pointed out too, I think Mark Brady learned it from Doc. He said that he went out asking people, what is the true and exact opposite of love? Right? And love really is that tachyon energy. It really has no opposite when you get down to it. True love has no opposite. Divine love has no opposite. They say fear is the opposite of love, but when he went around asking, when Mark Brady went around asking people what is the true and exact opposite of love, 90% of the people said hate, because that's what we've been taught. We've been taught that hate is the true and exact opposite of love, but in fact, that's not true. The true and exact opposite of love really was fear. Fear roots out love, is what the holy text referred to it as. Says this: fear root out divine love. But I believe divine love has no opposite. It can't be challenged. Even if it was to be challenged, it's gonna come out the same. It's like 0 times another number. That's why that's what Terrence Howard was trying to figure out, how they putting 0 times another number. He couldn't figure it out. But if he figure out divine love, he'll figure it out. Because like Mark Brady said, divine love goes around and around and around and never stops. That's that big mama love. Because big mama don't care how you is. She's still gonna love you. Some of her babies criminals. Some of her babies they say they are men trapped in women's body, meaning they homophobic. Big mama still love them. Big mama love you no matter what. That's divine love. That's tachyon energy. That's the love that never stops, no matter what, who you are and what you are and how you choose to play it. Big mama will never stop loving you, because big mama don't move with the fear. She moved with the tachyon energy. And we're gonna do another tape on this, going into the healing process. And I kind of like talked about it a little bit in subtle type of ways about how to use how to heal yourself, use the tachyon energy. One of the best ways is getting rest. A lot of us is not getting no rest the way they got this system set up. They work us day and night. This is slavery almost, just to get enough money to make it to the next paycheck. They work us on that just to get enough money to make it to the next paycheck. And if you can work 3 jobs, and then how you gonna get some sleep? And you still busting balls. You see what I'm saying? So they set this system up to where they can cut us off from the tachyon energy. They know we energy. They know we batteries. They know we got a charge. They know we got an etherical cord. They know about all of this. They study the esoteric information. These Illuminatis, these Zionists, Moors guys, they know. And so they say, we got to cut them off from the tachyon. How you do that? Cut them off from their sleep. That's the number one way. Sleep deprivation is the number one way to cut them off from tachyon. Right? And little do they know that sleeping and hooking up to that tachyon will heal them. It would regenerate their organs. It would cause them to be able to live longer. And then once they really figure out how to tap into it, they won't even have to sleep that much no more. They have figured there's other ways to tap in it other than sleeping, right? But the only reason we need sleep is so we can tap back into and charge up off of the tachyon energy. But once we figure out how to tap into it without sleeping, a lot of beings, like I say, yeah, fasting is a like I say, I was getting to that JP. Shout out that boy JP. I was about to get into it when I was saying that when you fasting in for the first couple of days, if you having a hard time and you hungry and you got a place where you can take a rest. Because that rest is gonna give you your body don't really need physical food. It needs tachyon energy. Your body really don't need physical food. It needs tachyon energy. And it can go a long period. You actually can go up to 90 days without water, living off tachyon energy. But don't go out, try that shit because Young Elder told you. Because you got to be a high master to do that. You can go, actually, well, not 90 days, it's 40 days. You can go 40 days without water, living off tachyon energy. And Yahshua did it. Yahshua did it in the secret books. We'll get into that. But you also, I'm gonna tell you, man, sometimes you could tap into it with your emotions. You could tap into it while you awoke. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you instances of time, and I'm gonna get off after this because it's getting late and people are gonna talk about, oh, you talking too loud or whatever, right? You tap into it, you can tap into it while not sleep. And I'm gonna tell you, you gotta be able to use your soul ship. You got a soul ship or solar ship. And with your solar ship, you can tap into this charge up off of this 0 point tachyon energy, right? And how you but you got to know how to master it. And sometimes you do it naturally, but it's in a bad situation. And I'm gonna tell you what you might have experienced this. A lot of us have experienced this, right? Where you tap into this tachyon energy and you don't eat for days, and it don't even phase you, right? When you get your heart broke, and like I told you, the heart is the center point. The heart is where the tachyon energy is emanating from. When you get your heart broke, you probably stop eating. Why? Because due to you generating a certain amount of emotional frequency towards your heart is now pulling in extra tachyon energy to heal itself, and your body will feed off that tachyon energy. So being heartbroken, you would go days without eating. And some of y'all can attest to this. You went days, lost weight, but because you was heartbroken. And how can you mend a broken heart? Al Green. Keep in mind the name Al Green and the green heart chakra. And the name, what Al really means. You know what I'm saying? And why that was played in G, because G, as in key, right? The heart, the center seat, is the frequency of the heart chakra, and G, Ga, is the frequency of this frequency. It's one of the frequencies that's emanating, the healing frequencies that's emanating from the tachyon energy. It's part of the tachyon energy. Really, all the frequencies are part of tachyon, but that G, that key, is the center seat within the heart chakra. But I'm about to get ready to get off, man. So they going to sleep now, and I don't want to get people going. But we're gonna be back home, man, soon. To crack your head and twist your cap more on this tachyon energy. Like I say, I just put out a tape on it. Under this tape is called The Science of Tachyon Energy. You can watch that tape, and it go into a straight breakdown on some of the stuff that I was talking about, but not probably as in depth and as in like I was going in on it. But tapping, some of y'all are gonna really tap into that tachyon energy right now when you go to sleep. And the tachyon, you can use that to go to the dream world, and pretty much you can stay over there if you want. Once you know how to completely tap into the tachyon energy naturally. And you can heal yourself tapping into this energy. Like I say, you already do it by taking a rest. That's why when you get sick, you got your body say, go to sleep. Why? Because your body want to plug back into that source, to that 0 point, so that it can heal, so that it can absorb that type of that cosmic energy that's a healing energy, to rebalance your magnetic force field, because the body have a magnetic force field. It has the negative and the positive side. And if that actually is a force field that protects you from these negative entities, or what you call viruses and bacteria. And if that they lower that force field, I put a tape out about this called Foods That Lower Your Magnetic Force Field. Go into the alchemy tapes or the healing tapes playlist, and watch that tape called Foods That Lower Your Magnetic Force Field, like fried chicken. It lowers your magnetic force field down to acidics. Thus, it lowers the magnetic force field that you got around you, which is like from the center point, right? It's coming from the center point, like right here, and it connects to the bottom of your feet and to the top of your head. It coming from the center point, from the heart chakra. It comes out the top of your feet, the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. But if it's this right here protects you, it's like a magnetic force field that actually protects you from getting sick. Right? It goes into the alkaline and the acidics. We got classes already on this 10,000 times over. Right? But let me stop sharing my screen, man, because I'm about to get ready to plug into this tachyon energy as well. And catch some Z's. Them Z's is that tachyon being, but it's the when you see Z's coming from a guy's head, that's the residue from him burning off collecting the tachyon energy. Tachyon energy really can't be burnt off because it just is. It's unexplainable, really. Really, we explain it the best way we can, but really tachyon energy is really unexplainable, and it's explainable at the same time. It's non-existence and existence at the same time. It's no thing and no thing and something at the same time. It's nowhere and everywhere at the same time. Tachyon energy is God, right? It's because the gas, you need tachyon energy to survive. Therefore, tachyon energy is in control. Therefore, tachyon energy is God. Them need tachyon energy to survive. The gods of your Bible need tachyon energy to survive. So just think over that as you pondering and as you going to plug your etherical cord naturally into the all source of existence, and collect that energy that you need to get up and start your day tomorrow. So we love you all. We send peace throughout the balanced universe to all. We'll be back, man, for another banger, another hit, man. And like we say, never have it been made so clear.